Celtics Today is sponsored by Mint Mobile. Our newest sponsor here at Chat Sports is the cell phone provider owned by famous actor Ryan Reynolds, and they're offering cell phone plans starting as low as $15 per month. The link to go get that deal is mintmobile.com/chatsports. With that, we get into today's show. I am Will Scott. You know what? We're bringing you guys a second Celtics video today. We normally just do one video a day, but because of the craziness of this morning, we got to get you guys another video. And, of course, it's all about Kevin Durant and that situation. He requested a trade on June 28th from Brooklyn after a disappointing season, and Shams reported very, very late last night, early this morning, that Boston offered a package for Kevin Durant. However, the Nets declined, and they countered. That counteroffer featured Marcus Smart in that deal, as well as Jaylen Brown, obviously, plus more draft picks. And this is why you subscribe, because we're going to keep you up to date on Boston Celtics news. And folks, let me tell you, I woke up to that news much like you did this morning. I rolled out of bed. I sprinted to the Chat Sports studio. I didn't actually sprint. It's like 5 miles from my apartment. But I got here as soon as possible to get you guys a video this morning, getting you guys another video. We're going to continue to keep you up to date. And if a trade goes down, if a trade doesn't go down, you're going to want to know everything going on with your C's. Go down, hit that big red subscribe button. So here's what the Celtics offered. Let's revisit this, because the Celtics offered this package where they would be getting Kevin Durant, giving up Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a draft pick. And the Nets, I think, in this deal, whatever deal that they're going to get for Kevin Durant, they want multiple draft picks. Keep in mind, in that James Harden deal last year, they sent their draft picks for the next 20 years, basically, to the Houston Rockets. They want to get some of those picks back. So even though they're getting Brown, a young star, they're going to want more draft picks. They also want Marcus Smart, apparently. Now, Jaylen Brown tweeted this morning. Oh, boy. Shaking my head, says Jaylen Brown. You know what? I don't know if he was talking about how, I don't know if like McDonald's or Chick-fil-A screwed up his breakfast order. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I don't know if he didn't like the ending to Stranger Things. I'm really hoping it's something like that, but it's obviously in reference to these Kevin Durant trade rumors. We know, according to Shams Charania and Adrian Wojnarowski, that they did offer Jaylen Brown in a deal for Durant, and a lot of people believe that a bridge with Boston has been burned. However, Mark Murphy of the Boston Globe tweeted this morning. Source on Jaylen Brown's reaction to the trade rumors. He loves it in Boston. He was 2 games away from a championship. He's happy and looking forward to coming back. Like Kawhi, AD, and others on that level, he's going to be included in every report because of who he is. And Celtics Twitter has been freaking out all day. This went viral on Celtics Twitter from @CelticsRiley. I don't want Kevin Durant. I want Jaylen Brown. So Celtics fans, I ask you this. Pick one player. Pick one. Jaylen Brown or Kevin Durant. Who would you rather have on the Boston Celtics next year? Type JB for Jaylen Brown or type KD for Kevin Durant. It is the pinned comment on today's video. When ad break comes in a few seconds, go down, chime in. Do you want JB or do you want KD? Speaking of JB, here is what he did last season, arguably the best season of his career. Nearly 24 points per game, 6.1 assists per game, 47% from in terms of field goal percentage. And I say best season of his career because of what he did helping the Celtics get to the NBA Finals. In terms of numbers, he did have a little bit more scoring production 2020-2021 season, but he has gotten better each and every single year and has blossomed into a young superstar in this league. Now, here's what Yahoo Sports said, because this was very interesting about why the Celtics shouldn't trade for KD. There is still no guarantee Durant delivers a title. He will be 34 years old at the start of next season. He has missed 64 games to left leg injuries in the past 2 years and has played since rupturing his right Achilles tendon. And the Celtics just watched his worst playoff outing since 2010, obviously up close and personal, sweeping him in the first round. Durant is a mercenary. At best, a championship with the Celtics cheapens the achievement for both him and Tatum. I don't know if I agree with that. At worst, Durant's arrival as an alpha disrupts Tatum's development, relationships fracture, and Durant seeks his next move before his 4-year deal is through, all leading into Tatum's 2025 free agency. Before we get into more about this trade, I want to tell you about our friends at Mint Mobile because they are bringing you cell phone plans starting as low as $15 per month, and they are going to provide you with the best connection because it's going to switch seamlessly between 5G and 4G LTE, whichever network is the strongest. You can use your data however you like, wherever you want. Again, unlimited premium wireless. You're going to get unlimited data. You're going to have so much unlimited data, you're not going to know what to do with it. Plans starting at $15 per month. Again, you've probably seen them because they're owned by famous actor Ryan Reynolds. They have really funny commercials with Ryan Reynolds. Cell phone plans starting at $15 per month. Go down to that link and take advantage of it. mintmobile.com/chatsports. Let's go back to Brown because rumors as of late are that he might want out of Boston. And Jermaine Wiggins, who is a former New England Patriots player, won a Super Bowl with the Patriots, who is now a regular host on WEEI in Boston, he claimed on that station back on July 5th that Brown wants out of Boston. He said that he saw Brown in the Hamptons, talked to Brown, and by talking to Brown, he got the vibe that Jaylen wants out and that he will likely leave as a free agent in 2024. And the reasoning behind this, and Wiggins didn't share too much, but Wiggins basically said that Brown does not want to be the Robin to Tatum's Batman and that he wants to go someplace and be the number one. Here's what Hardwood Houdini, a fan site, kind of said about that radio show. Former Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots, Jermaine Wiggins, a regular on the Greg Hill Morning Show and the Gresh and Keefe Midday Show on sports radio WEEI in Boston, recently claimed that Jaylen Brown told him that he wants out of Beantown and being Jason Tatum's sidekick with the Boston Celtics. Wiggins claimed that he saw Brown while in the Hamptons on Long Island and was personally given the idea from the player himself that number 7 won't re-sign with the franchise in the summer of 2024 when he is eligible to be an unrestricted free agent. Now, do you believe this report? Because I'm curious to hear what you think. Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comments section. Go down and let me know if you believe what Jermaine Wiggins is saying. My take on this is if this is true, if Brown wants out of Boston, if there's no chance he's going to re-sign with the Celtics in 2 years, maybe Brad is making the right decision, including him in a trade for Kevin Durant. Because, yes, I understand that a lot of Celtics fans are like, man, if we trade Brown and get Durant, we're going to have Durant for maybe 2 or 3 years. We could have Brown for 10 to 15 years. There's no guarantee that he's going to re-sign. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe Brad Stevens last week offered Brown a contract extension. Brown said no, and now Brad Stevens is thinking, man, maybe we should actually trade him for Kevin Durant. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know if Brown is going to re-sign in 2 seasons. Here's what Yahoo Sports said, and they kind of brought that up. The flip side could be true, too. The Celtics may be convinced Brown will not re-sign when he becomes a free agent in 2024, and a deal for Durant could be a preemptive measure to ensure they seize this window before an inevitable breakup. Now let's get into this as well because the Celtics are now the betting favorites to land Kevin Durant. Here is the updated odds list. The Celtics minus 200. I repeat, the overwhelming favorites to land Kevin Durant. The Warriors 7-2 odds. The Suns 7-1. The Heat have fallen significantly, now down to 15-2. Portland and Toronto both 9-1 odds to land Durant, and the Celtics have skyrocketed up this list. Before today, I think they were plus 1,800 or something. I saw that. I'm like, man, that's pretty good value. That was before the Woj&Shams report, before really any credible journalists were talking about Kevin Durant to Boston. Now the Celtics are the big-time favorites to land KD. Most people, at least Vegas, thinks it's going to happen. Where will Kevin Durant land? Go down and predict it down in the comments section. Let me know. It might be Boston. It really, really might be Boston. When you look at what's going on with Durant right now, I think the Boston Celtics are the favorites to get him, and I would not be surprised to see a trade go down in the next few days, especially if you've already kind of burned a bridge with Jaylen Brown. Now, here is what the Celtics would look like with Durant. They'd have Marcus Smart as the point guard, and again, the Nets want Smart, so he might be included. But even if Smart does get traded to Brooklyn, you would have Malcolm Brogdon right there as your starting point guard. Kevin Durant, Robert Williams III, Jason Tatum, Al Horford. That is, no question, the best starting five in the National Basketball Association. Folks, there might be a trade that goes down. Any news, any rumors, we are going to report here on Celtics Today. Go down and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. We will talk to you tomorrow with more on Kevin Durant and Jaylen Brown.